Hey, what's going on, everybody in YouTube? This is Jinsei again with another video of what does a character lose in modern controls. Jaime's up next. So before we do discuss on what is lost for Jaime in terms of his normals, a little bit of more information regarding modern controls. So it does turn out that modern controls, outside of the benefit of there being an easier input, the damage is reduced. I know this was kind of a little bit of discussion in terms of when Modern was revealed and they didn't go into super hardcore detail. I personally didn't see a whole lot of it, but I don't tend to go on the Twitter text all that often. Kind of avoid that website like the plague sometimes, unless I'm advertising things. My streams, things like that. But you do lose damage. We do have Jaime starting off here at level 2. That is... For Jaime, his normal damage scaling starts off at 95. So level 2 gives him the normal scaling that every other character starts off with. You know, the 100, 90, 80 going down by 10s. Special moves in Modern start at 80. So these already are at two levels of scaling compared to just doing Rekkas on their own. So it might not look like it's a big difference. But obviously this is Street Fighter. This is a fighting game. Every little bit of damage counts. So yeah, that's kind of the big nerf across the board for modern controls. Yeah, just to get that out of the way, for the sake of the video as well for Jaime, we're gonna start him off at level 4 and keep him there, just because a lot of Jaime's normals are just like strings, like new strings that he gets in specific drink levels. And I'll also mention what is gained at what level, and go from there. So we'll start off with specials like normal. So Jaime's kind of a little bit of interesting compared to Luke. Luke had all his medium normals, or his medium specials on the special button. Jaime doesn't. So it does look like when it comes to his special moves, neutral, the Rekka, that is the medium range. I'll go ahead and do that there as well. So that is going to be the same exact range as the medium Rekka, so that's still the same. Back in special is the command throw. This scaling actually is not affected by the universal damage nerf when it comes to special moves. That's still the same. I did test that off recording just to be sure. I was doing a little bit of like, okay, what is actually lost ahead of time, just so I don't ramble too much and figuring out as we go. But yeah, the command throw, that scaling does remain the same whether or not it's modern or classic, so that's still the same. Excuse me. Down in specials, the breakdance, that is also medium breakdance. It looks like. I don't believe you get medium breakdance. Yeah, breakdance is the one input that you unfortunately do not get while you play in modern. The normal inputs are the Rekka, you do get the palm, and you do get your DPs, and obviously your drinks, which is down. So that's really no overlap there. Yeah, so you lose the command grab and you lose the windmill kicks in terms of the specials. So that's going to be your only way to do it, unfortunately. And forward and special is the DP. And this is actually where I mentioned Jaime is a little bit different in terms of what Luke was able to do. So just to kind of give you context, that's medium DP. And then I'll do the special DP. That's heavy. So he doesn't get medium, he gets heavy, which is interesting. I can't wait to see the other characters, but that's it in terms of those special moves. So you do still get the reliability of inputting your own DP, inputting your own Rekkas, inputting your palms, and still being able to do your drinks. I mean, obviously, it's nice to have things like this, but when it comes to those special inputs, yeah, drink isn't part of it. So you do have to still do down, and a punch, which it is not that difficult to do. In terms of controls. So normals now. So light punch, we do still have Jaime's standard light punch when it comes to just standing. Crouching is going to actually be his crouching light kick. Oh Jesus, man! Sorry, apologies. I got a bit of a dry throat. I don't know if it's allergies, and I do have a 4-year-old, so it's sometimes I just get sick. In terms of his lights, Jaime does get his target combo that he gets during level 2, I believe, or level 1, I believe, is his dive kick. Let's see. Yeah, all the inputs are here, so we can easily just go over these two. Yeah, he gets normally it's like Yoon style, so it's like light punch, light kick, and medium punch. He does still have this target combo, and yes, it is still special countable. So he does still retain that. That's the only really command normal he has. Like I said, crouching light kick is here, so that's still here. And it's interesting when you do mash it, he gets light punch because it's for the sake of like doing it in like a string. So hitting light multiple times will give him that, because I don't believe light kick is comboable into itself. So he technically has his light punch, but you gotta mash it to do it and whiff, and then it only comes out on hit. Medium punch is next. So we have standing medium punch. This is a drive rushable. No, not a drive rushable. Excuse me. This is a nice little poke. It's not special cancelable or anything like that. Crouching medium is his medium kick. This is special cancelable and in turn drive rush cancelable. He does still get the overhead, and he does still get all the follow-ups on it like he normally does, including the drink one. And I'm really bad because I don't remember what it is. Let me see here. Here it is. Yeah, it's all mediums. Yeah, there we go. So he does still get his drink, and that's really it for the crouching. For crouching medium, the crouching medium strength. Excuse me. Fierce next. This is standing fierce. So this is this is what can combo from standing medium punch, and then you know, if you don't finish the full 3-hitter and cancel it when it's just a 2 hits, that's also special cancelable, which in turn obviously will make drive rush cancelable as well. Crouching fierce is crouching heavy punch, which is a great button. I think that's a great anti-air personally. Obviously I'm always fond of DPs more than crouching moves, but this is definitely one of those moves where you go, crap, I'm not going to be able to DP in time, so you just throw this out. He does still have his forward, his forward kick, and he does have the back palm, or the back elbow, excuse me. The follow-ups from forward roundhouse are still here. All of them are still here. Different depending on when you hit the button. Those are all still here. He has a drink one. He has like another quick like strike one. I'm bad at the timing, so I can't figure those out off the bat. But now down to holding the auto button. Like I said, it's crouching light. He gets crouching light kick as well. This is kind of, we'll get into this in a second. So crouching medium kick is here, or standing medium kick is here, which is great because that's a nice little poke there. Yep. And then just the usual, standing roundhouse is here as well. All his overheads, his sweep follow-ups are all still here. So Jaime, for the most part, in terms of his grounded normals, are still here. They're still intact. He hasn't really lost much in terms of his arsenal, in terms of like what he can and can't do. Really, if you want to be weird, you can technically say he lost his light punch in neutral. But again, like I mentioned, it does still come out on hit. This is chainable within itself. Standing roundhouse is here. The overheads, or the back fist, and that's here. The overheads are still here. The drink follow-ups are all still here. So his jump normals, this is kind of where it gets a little interesting as well. Jumping light is his light punch. So no light kick this go around like Luke's. And jumping medium is his medium kick, which makes sense because I believe that's his cross-up. So no jumping medium punch. Keep that in mind. And jumping heavy is jumping fierce, so no jumping roundhouse. Jumping roundhouse and jumping medium kick are kind of very crucial to Jaime in terms of his air juggles. He does still have his anti-air special. It is just down in whatever, down in medium and heavy. to do it. This is a jump cancelable special. Normally, it's this jump medium punch into dive kick. Unfortunately, it does combo in a heavy punch, but you do have to kind of lose that part of the combo of the jump medium punch portion of it. You'd have to immediately go into dive kick. You can still get the same type of follow, so you might have to adjust a little bit. You won't get as much corner carry. But I think that's I think that's important for Jaime to not have his jumping medium punch and his jumping roundhouse, because it's just crucial for juggles. I think a lot of the cast in Street Fighter 6 seems to have their jumping medium buttons or juggable buttons. It used to always just be like specific characters like, you know, Ryu, and you know, Evil Ryu had it as well in 4. You know, obviously 5, things like that. And they always went through like that weird, like having a hit medium heavy and near like season 3 through 5 in Street Fighter 5. But yeah, I think it's a pretty important button loss this go around. But that's really gonna do it. That's all of Jaime's normals. He does. It's nice that he does still have this, because not only is this a good button, it's also special cancelable. It feels a little stubby at times, but the fact that it's a hit confirmable, dry rushable normal, and that he does still have that in modern is a great thing. But jumping roundhouse and jumping medium punch are lost, as well as jumping light kick and jumping medium punch. So it definitely is. Jaime is still like fully capable. I'm sorry. It just continues on that, you know, I lose damage doing combos, blah blah blah. Yeah, and it does make a little sense that you do lose it if you do stuff like this. You know, if you just do your specials like that, I mean, you're gonna lose that combo ability. You're gonna lose that damage. I mean, I think even the light, just doing the light, yeah, even light Rekka inputting it with Jaime in level 4 does more damage than like the standard one, or like on par. Let's see here. Light is 1595. I'm doing the special. Yeah, they match damage, and that's supposed to be medium. Unless medium also does that damage, I don't think so. Yeah, that's a kind of a little bit of a chunk there. But that's gonna about do it there for Jaime. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Jaime's did take a little bit longer because of the modern explanation and just the strings that he gains from those, the drinks and things like that. But he is still a very much intact character, just like Luke is. And I think that's the important thing for modern, is that the characters don't feel horribly neutered compared to their classic selves. But sometimes there are some key normals that are going to be missing. So you do have to kind of adjust your combo and your game plans around things like that. But this is Street Fighter players. They all, you know, adapt pretty well in terms of a new control scheme, if that's what they do. So, yes, modern players do lose damage only if they choose to do their specials in a double input situation. So we'll go ahead and go back down that list here pretty soon and go to the next character on the list, and continue on this. I'm personally enjoying it. I haven't made content in a while, in terms of anything really, so it's very refreshing to do this again. One last little tidbit here as well. When it comes to it, they also lose damage on supers, so keep that in mind. Peace out, guys.